Hi, my name is Nate Bargatze, and I feel a heaviness about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
All right. Now, what's the heaviness about, Nate?
It's just I think you come with a lot.
You are correct.
Yes.
Give the man his prize money.
Right? Yeah.
Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I am Conan O'Brien, and Sona Movsesian is right next to me, drinking a massive glass of water.
It is massive.
And you're taking this really weird, over-articulated sip. And then here's Matt Gourley creating characters in real time.
I'm scared of it spilling again. And then Eduardo getting mad at us.
Eduardo is very, very strict about liquids getting anywhere near the electrical ports.
Because both of you have spilled water.
Yes.
And you have not?
Oh, I'm perfect. I never spilled. I know podcasting. I care about equipment.
It's right. You can joke, but it's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did spill one time.
Well, I didn't.
Big bag of Deez Nuts.
Yes.
Listeners. See, we were listeners, we were chatting just before we went on mic.
Yeah.
Sona was doing tons of Deez Nuts jokes.
During a very important meeting.
I became irritated and said, what was the beginning of all the Deez Nuts thing? We all started trying to plow into how Deez Nuts got started. And then, Eduardo, you had a theory.
Yeah, Dr. Dre on the Chronic album in 1992 had a track called Deez Nuts.
Right. Now, where do you think that started it? Or do you think, was it a thing before that?
In terms of pop culture, I think, absolutely. I'm sure it came well before that.
But I know that Deez Nuts really took off when? When did it really take off where?
What was the heyday of Deez Nuts?
This is a real nerdy conversation.
And can we have a Deez Nuts-a-sance?
You don't analyze Deez Nuts. You just Deez Nuts.
Yeah.
You just do it.
Now, you say Deez Nuts a lot?
I do. I say a lot of like guy stuff. Like, suck this.
What?
I don't want to say suck my dick, but I sometimes say.
You know
I
what?
know, that is what I say, but I felt really gross being like very vulgar right away. But yeah, sometimes I tell people suck my dick.
Right. And is that a common thing for women to say they have a penis, even if they don't have a penis?
No, it's not common. I'm.
So you're an uncommon.
I'm unwell. I think is what it is.
So and that's a regular thing you've been doing for years, is telling people to suck your dick.
Yeah, and then once on Broad City, Ilana Glazer's character says to another guy, she goes, "Suck my dick."
Yeah. And did you high five the screen at that moment?
Yeah,
Did
it was
you
like
feel
it's
robbed?
not just me.
Yeah.
And so did Caitlin Olsen's character in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
This is what I know.
Yeah.
You know, Matt knows Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know the Civil War.
Civil War.
I know suck my dick when a woman says it.
Now, what if our two interests coincided and I was talking about a guy in the Civil War who said suck my dick to General Deez Nuts of the Union Army?
Yeah. And General Lando Calrissian was there as well.
Yeah. General Lando Calrissian.
Worlds collide.
Yeah, and all our worlds came together and it meant the end of the world. It was matter meeting antimatter, meaning what's the matter?
Come
listen,
on.
so
Come on.
what about now? You're a mom now, which
I know.
still horrifies me.
I know,
Have
me
your
too.
kids? What happens if your kids hear you? Maybe they're in their room playing with what Soviet toy your husband gave them, and what that little.
They play with American toys too.
Oh, now they have those.
Wow,
Good.
what a country.
Wow.
I came there once, and there was a little wind-up Gorbachev with lead paint on it. It just says over and over again, "What happened to the wall? Where's the wall?" So anyway, if you're and Tack are having an argument and the kids hear it and you shout at Tack, "Suck my dick," Deez Nuts.
I never say it in a serious setting.
Oh, so that's okay. So they're not.
Your house is not a serious setting. I've been to your house. It's not a serious setting.
Yeah, but it's not like I say it jokingly, like "suck me dick," you know,
and then
or
your kids know,
nuts.
and your kids know the difference.
I don't actually have a penis, and it's okay. That's the joke.
Who knows? But my thing is,
I know.
Oh, okay. Just check when you get home. But my question is
if
this:
I find one.
Yeah. Whoa! Where have you been? I
It's
go
not
months at a
often
time
that
without seeing mine.
I censor myself, but during this conversation, like, you know how RoboCop has that readout? I've
Yeah.
had all these things come to mind to say, and I have cut every single one
Why
of
would
them.
Not
you do
me.
that?
I don't have one of those.
I
My
know you
screen
don't.
broke a
I
long
don't
time
know.
ago.
Clearly, I don't either. What are
I
you
don't know,
cutting
just-
out? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
It's
I
just us, man. We're just having a good
yeah,
time.
us and a million listeners.
Why am I the only one who says things like this? If you censor, you can't censor. We don't.
I
cens.
normally don't.
He
This
normally
is weird.
doesn't, but
Yeah.
his not censoring is different than your not censoring.
That's true.
He'll think, "Oh, I could make a Lando Calrissian
No,
reference,
that's not true.
but I think I won't."
This time, because she was
But
saying.
you're talking about dicks and cocks and you know.
And that's why I'm censoring myself, because I was going to say milk these titties. See, that's why I censored
You know what? You
myself.
should have censored
I know.
yourself. Yeah.
I know.
It's too late now.
I know.
No, but you know what? That's not a saying. You can't just.
You can't.
Can I
It
just
is
say this?
now.
It-
Wait, that's going to catch on like wildfire.
No, it's not because it doesn't roll off the tongue. Milk D. But Deez Nuts, it's just bang, it's
milk
done.
No, but that's also you can say that to a lactating woman, but not every woman's lactating. Every guy has nuts. You could say Deez Nuts.
No,
like,
I
Yeah.
think Hitler was missing one.
No, that's
Well,
I
Deez
think
Nut.
that's not true.
you
by
could
the
say
way.
Deez Nut if
No.
if
No,
someone's
you have to
lost
say
one.
dis nut.
Dis,
Disnut.
but with a D. Dis
stop.
dis
You know what?
nut.
Milk
You know what I
these
say?
titties.
Can
Milk
I say
these
this? Can I
titties.
say
Both
this?
of you. Milk
We
these
were
titties.
talking
Milk
about
these
this is
titties.
very hard to do, Matt, but we were talking about Deez Nuts, and you took us down the wrong path, which is next to impossible to do on a discussion of Deez Nuts. Well, wouldn't it be singular? It would be singular on nuts. Wouldn't it be singular? What? How did Deez Nuts get boring? There are adolescent kids right now going, this Deez Nuts conversation
Oh my god.
isn't panning out. No, I'm not going to rap.
No, can we
Deez
also
Nuts.
talk? Deez Nuts came out in 1992.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been going strong for over 30
I think
years.
it's he's been going
It's- if
strong.
ever-
No,
it's been he.
she's been going strong. That's
No.
impressive.
Okay, I want to say before this is taken down another unceremonious path
I'm just talking about
that
its
we were
importance.
talking about the beginning of a great American phrase,
Mhm.
and I thought that was a worthwhile discussion, and I'm glad that we did it.
Okay.
I don't think milk these titties is going to become a thing.
Oh, you'll see.
I think we should. I think we should sell Team Coco merch with that phrase
Milk
on
these
it.
titties.
Yeah,
Milk
it's
these
downtown.
titties. I will
and
not
I
be
get
wearing
100% of the income of that because I not
And
only coined but crafted that.
Should it then be parentheses lower down the t and not Deez Nuts?
Yeah, I think so.
To incorporate the earlier, more
Yes.
popular phrase to give a turbo boost to the milk Deez titties.
I don't
you-
think it needs it. I think milk these titties works on
How
its
about we
own.
make them both
can't
one
milk-
polyester, one cotton, and we see if it catches on?
You can't milk nuts.
Well, you can actually. All right, we'll take a break. We
there's
just found
no-
out that our funding from PBS has been cut. It says right here, and Sona, you go and read up on some basic biology. Let's
Milk
get into
'em?
it.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, my guest today. Sona.
What are you?
Sona.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
Nothing. My RoboCop thing is going off.
Yeah,
And
huh?
I'm saying, no, no, no.
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh
Yeah.
it
Well, if
happens.
Sona's editing
I
herself,
know.
it's time to call
Now I really want to know.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
what
My
was
guest
it?
today is a hilarious comedian who's currently on his Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. God, he's good. Tickets are available at natebargatze.com. We're thrilled he's here today. I love him. Hilarious comedian, lovely fellow. Nate Bargatze, welcome. We've known each other a long time. I
Yes.
met you. What was the year that you first came on my late night show?
2008. You
Yeah.
were my first late night appearance.
Yeah, and I-
it was
and-
late night Conan.
And you have, I think I saw somewhere you were describing the experience of pulling up to 30 Rock, and you hadn't done a late night show before?
No.
And were you nervous about that?
Yeah, well, well, you said that this is where I didn't know in New York. They go, limos will come pick you up, but it's just a town car.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm from Nashville, so I'm like, you just start throwing the word limo around. I'm expecting a real limo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just a town car. You're like, all right, I mean, I was still excited, but it was like, all right. A little deflating. I thought it was going to be a limo. And then...
You wanted to put your head through the
Yeah,
window?
yeah.
Like you're on prom night?
yeah.
He was wearing, I remember he came on and he was wearing a low-cut dress.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
all excited for prom.
And a corsage.
Yeah.
So then we pulled up front. It was me and my wife, and then there's people got cameras taking pictures of the guests that are going to be on Conan, coming out of
Yep,
the car. And so right when they pull up, I'm like, this is not going to be good, because I'm just my first time doing late night. Julie Louis-Dreyfus, I think, was on the show.
Yep.
So they're looking for that. And then I come out, and right when I walk out, one of them goes, "It's nobody."
Oh.
And and then one guy did take a picture. He didn't even hold it up to his eye to make sure. He just kind of held it
Shot
down
it from his chest.
yeah. And he goes, I guess just because he saw me, he's like, yeah, might as well just see if something, maybe
And then you
something.
could hear him press delete.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's a
yeah.
very audible sound. Trust me. Many a paparazzi has deleted the photo while I'm standing there.
You know what happened too with that on my first one with you? Because I always said with comedians, if we mess up on stage, because you're up there alone.
Yep.
And so when you usually right when you get off stage, if you said something wrong, you're saying it to whoever the first person comes near you because you just haven't talked to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I messed up, but no one would even be able to tell. But in my head, I knew I messed up a joke. And when you came over and you're like, Nate Bargatze, and you're like, all right, whatever. And then you shake your hand again, I go back to you, I think I messed up that one joke. And you're like, I don't. All right. And then we just walked back. Like there was, it wasn't like it was it was like I stumbled a word.
Yeah.
But I remember I always tell people that story. Like the first thing I said to Conan when he comes over, I'm like, I think I messed up. You're like, I don't. All right.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It was my 15,000th show.
Yeah.
And you get, but also you were great out of the gun. I mean, just right. So natural, so funny, and you came back a bunch, which I really appreciated. And it's fascinating to me. I'm a huge fan of yours, and it's nice because I've encountered you a bunch of times out in the world. You were at the SNL 50th, and I don't know if you remember. I mean, I certainly remember it, but I got invited by Martin Short. Like, do you want to come have dinner with? Steve and I are going to have some caviar and champagne the night before the 50th, to sort of pregame. And I thought he was joking about the caviar and champagne. And I show up and it's the two of them there and you're there too.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I will never be jaded about Steve Martin and Martin Short. Do you know what I mean? And so I was just, I think like you, just happy to be there.
Yeah, I just happened upon, I was walking out and they were like, hey, we're going up to have dinner. They didn't tell me you were coming and they just said, we're going up to have dinner. And I was, and they're like, and I was actually funny. I was going to meet Spade.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, let me go out there. And like, I just went up there to tell them a little bit. And I'm kind of like, I gotta, I gotta
get out of here.
Like, but it's crazy because you're just talking to Steve Martin Short, and then Conan, then you come, and then you're like, I mean, it's just sitting there. You're like, this is the most surreal dinner. I've never had caviar. That's the first time I had caviar.
I'm not a fan of caviar. I don't know if you were. Did you like it?
I liked it there, but I could have been swept up in the moment. I'm not against.
It's off-brand for you.
Yes, yes, and I could have just been in that moment, being like, it's the best thing ever.
I was really happy because we got to hang out a little there. And then after the Oscars, I go to this after party. I think it was a Vanity Fair party. And I run into you and a friend. And I think I talked to you guys for a long time. Oh, yeah. I felt like safe with you guys. Like, this will be nice. Yeah. I can hang out with these guys.
We did too. Yeah. I think comedians are kind of just tend to go, because when you're at those parties, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to say to half these actors. Like, I don't, it's like, but with us, we just went over there. And we all just hung out, and it was the best.
Yeah.
Just found a corner and then just
chewed the fat. It was really fun.
Yeah. There's a safety when you feel it with other comedians that you're like, you're not going to say anything wrong, where no one's going to get mad. Or not
you
that
said
you would.
two things that were wrong, and I got real mad. Yeah.
But those are, I know,
you said my lips are thin and unappealing.
Yeah. I know.
You talked about my prominent eye vein.
That's what I told my buddy Nick. I go, I think we got to get out of here. Conan's pretty upset.
I've been delighted for everything you've made happen in your career. You are spectacularly funny. And it's interesting because you talk a lot about how you're all about normal. You're just a normal person. You're exactly average. And I think you've been very good at comedically exploring that realm. And I understand what you're saying, but you're also not. You are insanely talented. And when I watch you do comedy, you have such a natural style that I don't think your heart rate increases at all when you go from backstage to you get up on stage. I think you burn maybe 3 calories the whole set.
Definitely. Yeah.
And
I put on calories.
I'm always watching you gain weight. Usually around the middle.
He's getting bigger.
Yeah.
By the end of it, he's big.
But there's such a economy of words. There's not a wasted word anywhere in there, but it appears as if you're just talking about what's on your mind. And I know there's a lot of thinking and work that goes into that, but you make it look like anyone can do this. And I think that in that way, you are anything but average. I think you're quite singular in your ability
I'm
to
the
do
greatest average.
that. Yes, you are.
That's what I have a special called the Greatest Average American. Yeah.
I was talking about Tennessee with...
Thank you for saying all that stuff.
Okay.
That's not,
Yeah. Well,
I don't know, you're just going to go into like a Tennessee bit now.
It wasn't a bit.
And I don't even address it.
I'm not going to do a bit.
Let me start
I wasn't going to do a bit. Hold on a second. Let me black out this tooth.
Yeah.
Nate Bargatze. If those revenuers come from my still. There, I had to get that out.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Well, I meant everything I said, but I love how I don't think so many people are altered by fame. You seem like someone who has not changed in any way.
I hope not. I mean, it's you just do crazy things. But I live in Nashville. we live in a cul-de-sac. Like, I mean, we keep everything as normal as we can.
Yeah.
And moving back home was a big part of that. But I appreciate saying that about the words because it is conversational, and people think it's just like I'm up there just talking. But I'm not a great. I've never was a crowd work person. I can't. Right. I'm not good with. I like knowing what I'm doing. It's very planned.
Yep.
And I know what I'm going to get on with, get out with. I make sure it's all trained. Like it is, it's a whole
Well, I'm going to be boring
thing.
for a second because this is something I want to know. And sometimes I think there might be people out there that think, oh, don't, when Conan talks about comedy, or they might think it gets too nerdy and in the weeds. But I'd love to know what your process is. When you think of these ideas, do you sit down and write it out, or is this something and you edit it and you work it, or how does it work? How does Nate Bargatze do this?
I write a lot of times I come up with the funny part first.
Yeah.
And so I'll put that maybe in my notes on my phone, but I don't write out outside of that. Then I just think about it, and I'm really big on how you present it and the transitions and how you get. I think that's something that I've learned over time, that it's like the jokes, when you write a script or anything where you want to go jokes are the easiest thing for comedians, especially. It's like, that's going to be easy. We can go throw a script down and everybody can pitch 500 jokes on it, but it's making it make sense and making it
flow.
And that's
got to
flow.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I'll let it sit in my head. I just kind of think about it all day, and I just like, there'll be different times that like, oh, you know what, I'll put that there, and maybe I grab one I had a joke. The big one that I talked about, so I had a joke buying iced coffee with milk at Starbucks that everybody talks about. So I tried to originally come up with a joke about how with milk, you don't buy it, like I never have it unless like a woman was in my house. So my mom, we had milk, and then the hour I lived alone until I met my wife, there was no milk. And then back with my wife's now we have milk.
Yeah.
So it was just, I try to make that a whole...
This is the service women provide.
Yes. They're good.
With them comes milk.
In many ways.
In many ways,
yeah. They're good. This is what they have milk. So it's like it's just in them, And
ironic that the providers of milk also insist milk be present. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
This is funny. This is the part I go, no, you can leave this in. I'll let you leave this in.
Sure, yeah.
But anyway, so it was the idea of that. And then I could never make it work as its own joke. So in that Starbucks joke, I put like, I've never bought milk publicly in the history of my life. So all of that you hope it's going to be this big chunk, and it's not.
Yeah.
And it becomes one sentence in a story. but that it really expands that story. So
Yeah.
I grab a lot of stuff for parts, and you go, all right, well that's obviously it's not good. It didn't work as good as this is the best it's ever worked, to be honest.
By the way, it's
Yeah.
And Sona's a tough audience, he said, lying. You talk about little jokes. You had it's a small, it's just a small run. It's not like a big hunk, but you have this small run where you talk about how you'd be a terrible time traveler because you'd go back in time and you wouldn't be able to prove that you were from the future because you don't know how anything works. And the minute you laid out the premise, I lay down on the floor and said, okay, I love this premise because it's true. I mean, I love jokes about history and I'm kind of fascinated by history and I work that vein a lot. But I also know that if they sent me back in time, I would be of little use.
Yeah.
But you talk about how you couldn't prove it because you'd say, oh no, we have something called cell phones. Well, how do they work? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I thought the ideas are so fantastic because they're true and they're really elegant, and you put yourself down a lot, which appeals to me because I was always very comfortable making fun of myself, and I don't, if I do find out that I've hurt someone's feelings, I run a temperature.
Yeah, me too.
I feel horrible, so I invented this way to kind of give people shit as this guy, Conan. But if I ever found out that I really did bother Matt or Sona, I think I would be sick to my stomach.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we should tell you then.
Yeah.
Some things.
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Eduardo just killed something's wrong
I
with
can
the...
hear him just fine.
Yeah.
No, I can
I
hear
think
him
it's
in
on the wire on my end.
We'll just start
Can't hear it.
making a list.
But anyway,
Okay. All right.
I know
I
that.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I would feel more mortified if I hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah.
And that's why I always wrote it inwardly. And if you make fun of yourself, you can go as far as you want. But there is something you got to do. You can make fun of yourself, but you have to do it. You just have to show love is what I've learned over time. So even if you talk about your family, your wife, or even yourself, you have to at least show some love or people won't go with it. When I first started doing jokes about my wife, I could tell when I was younger, they were like, well, why are you even married? You're like, well, this is not coming out the way it's supposed to be coming out then.
Yeah.
I need to, and you have to have that balance where I can make fun of her, but me, and I kind of do it through me a little bit more. And as long as you're making fun of yourself and putting yourself as the loser in a way.
Well, all my favorite classic comedians, the joke was on them.
Yeah.
They were in the mud. And so whether it's Laurel and Hardy, or it's Charlie Chaplin, or it's, W.C. Fields, or the list goes on and on and on. All the classic comedians, they were sort of, you were watching them go through their absurd miseries, and they were making it really funny. And that very much attracted me. I thought, I like this. This is kind of, this is the kind of stuff I want to do, and it's fun. And I think you're right when you talk about love coming out of it, affection, being good-natured about it. I think those are all crucial, and you can't come up with that as a formula. That I think has to be in you. That has to be part of your personality. And I know you were raised, you've talked a lot about it. There's probably nothing I can bring up on this podcast that you haven't discussed, but your childhood, your parents having really strong values and imparting that to you.
Yeah, yeah.
You did this, this great thing that I thought was hilarious, where you're over at friends' houses and they're going to watch a movie that's
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, and you stood up and said, I cannot watch this. You do the joke, 'cause it's really,
I forget, I'm blanking on it now.
Oh, you say,
but I say I'm not allowed to, I don't think I'm allowed to watch this.
Yeah, and
I thought other people would join in.
Yeah, and you stood up and
because
declared.
we were not 17.
No.
Like it said we're supposed to be.
Right, you were 16 and a half.
Yeah.
But my favorite part, you say that, and the woman, the mom there, comes in and says, well, maybe we just don't tell your parents. And you said, well, that's going to be hard because I just phoned them and they're on their way.
Yeah.
Such a great joke.
Yeah.
Your stuff is really funny, and I don't see crazy exaggeration in there. A lot of it feels true, and feels very honest. I will crazily exaggerate when it's necessary, but I have found that the hardest laughs come out of something that really happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the fun part, is like trying to figure out how to, because you can have little moments, and so how do you, like, even in that moment is like, it's a funny idea that I called my parents and then I went home is what really happened, and then but then it's like, how do you tell that in a way that's like not just a fun, like your friend at his school, oh, my kid went into this real fast.
Yeah.
So and that's the presentation of it, and like tell them on the journey is like, because it's one little thing that you're like, everybody's had happen to them, but it's how do you package it so they go along with it. One joke that I had that I wouldn't tell you is when I did when you were here in LA when you first in TBS, and I had a joke about getting in a fight. My buddy we took a bite out of his hamburger, and then he just immediately thought someone else did it at the restaurant. He got up to go fight him, and we had to like calm him down. This was back when I sent that joke into Letterman to do it, and they told me it was Mundane, and so I had to look up. I didn't know what mundane meant, and so I was in my head. I'm like, I bet it's not great. Like I don't,
I picture you carrying a dictionary.
Oh yeah,
I was on a rope around your neck.
Yeah, I looked at it. So mundane wasn't good. It wasn't a flattering thing. But then I was, I think I just did yours. I couldn't do that. You back when you're doing all these late nights. But then I went to you and you let me do it, and that always meant the most to me because I told Letterman this. He was mortified.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm glad.
I was glad too. Like it felt, it was like, because there was a joke that I was like, once I learned what mundane meant, I was like, well, I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
But it's you've always let comics, us come on your show and do stand up, and was very pro stand up, and so you were. Yeah.
Oh well, I'm glad it all worked out. The way my perspective is always different. I've had stand-ups, many stand-ups thank me for their time on the show, and I think, what are you talking about? You came in, Nate, 4 times, and you were really funny for 6 minutes and made the show better and brought your talent and put your shoulder to the wheel, and that was 6 minutes that I didn't have to sweat. So it's not that I didn't. You were doing me a favor too.
That's true. Now that I think
you should
about
present
it.
me. And frankly, I found that story very mundane.
You told all the writers, we got a mundane one tonight.
I think I said it in your intro. Our next mundane comic hails from Old Hickory, Tennessee.
Don't worry, folks. He doesn't know what that means. I come out. Thank you,
know what it reminds me of this great. Thank you. You came up and you were holding the dictionary like, what? You remind me a lot, and this is the highest compliment I can pay any stand-up or any comedian, is you remind me a lot of Bob Newhart in that your stuff is, I'm sure you've heard this before, but very seemingly simple and delivered very quietly and as if it's just occurring to you in a very humble way with a straight face. And the jokes are beautiful. Bob Newhart has this joke, which is, I don't really like country music, but I don't want to condescend to those people who do. And by the way, if you like country music, condescend means to talk down to. And I always thought, like, that is a perfect, I've said this before, but a really good joke. You can riff and you can goof around, and it's like, there can be a good spirit to it, but it's like packing peanuts that come when you open a box. There's not much to it. A really good joke feels like a diamond in your hand. It has weight. It's like a little gold ingot. You can feel it. That's a joke, Newhart's joke, and your jokes feel like, oh, no. This has actual value. You can write this on a stone and hand it to people, and like 500 years from now, it's still going to be funny. Those are very hard to think of. You've got so many of them. You're crazily prolific. And I think one of the times you came on our show, I think you came on a second time or a third time pretty quickly after
the first time.
After the first time, you came back pretty soon. And people were saying, well, you can't come back that quickly because how
my
are you
manager told me. I didn't tell him. You just had Mulaney. So this is a long term.
Yeah.
So Mulaney just did it, and Mulaney came back pretty quick. Like 3 months or something like that. And so then y'all were doing more auditions at Comedy Club Eastville, and I was like, oh, I want to try to do it again. And my manager at the time, which they were great. I mean, they're like some of my favorite managers. But they all just, it was back in the day, New York days, and they go, you can't do it again. And I was like, why not? And they go, they don't let people come back. I go, well, John Mulaney just came back, and not saying I was even Mulaney, but just like being well, there's
give it a shot. Give it a shot. Yeah.
And so they go, no. And then I just got I was like, well, I'm gonna go try to get on the thing. So I just did I went and did it, and the audition, and I got it without them. They found out. I wasn't going to tell them. I was just trying to see if I could get on the show, and then have them find out with me on the show, because my own managers were like, no. It was very funny to be your own team's like, I wouldn't even try again. He goes, we got lucky with that first one, so let's not push it.
You should probably you should go work at the steel mill now.
He goes, John Mulaney did it. You're no John Mulaney. All right? I think we know what we're talking about.
These are great managers. You want to do comedy some more?
Yeah.
Isn't it something you do once and then you work the fields?
They're the best.
Sure,
The best in those stories.
And I guess you're still not with them.
I feel bad. No, I'm not with them anymore.
I guess they really are the best then.
They're the best. I had the most fun stories. Like it's like they're, it's when you first get managers where you're like, they're just very fun stories. And so then I went and did it, and then Conan, your people called, which I didn't know they were going to do, and they go, all right, we got Nate tonight on and whatever, and so then he's like, so you got it? I go, well, you told me I couldn't do it again. Yeah. And so then he came down, and it was, and then we did it,
and he took a commission on the thing that he didn't get you.
I like it.
Trust me, I've had my experience with that in the early days. You can't do that. Oh, I understand it's happening. Send the check to 1515 Wilshire Boulevard. Okay, you called me a loser. Yes, you are. Send the check just to me, not to anyone else.
I used to have another manager that when I first got it, I would call his office, and his wife was the secretary, and then he would answer the phone, or she would answer it, be like, let me see if he's in, and it would be like 35 seconds, a minute, you'd be waiting, and then she'd be like, he's not here. And then one day he invites me to his office. His office is in his garage, and her desk is touching his desk. So then you're like, where were you for the minute? And then it was, and I had another one where the guy would answer his phone, and you could tell it was his voice. And he'd be like, answering for his name. And then you'd be like, oh, is he there? It's Nate calling. He goes, let me see if he's in. And then you hang up. And you wait a minute. And he goes, hey, I'm in. And you're like, yeah, that was you. You're acting like your own secretary.
Yeah.
Like you go.
I used to love, in the old days, it was fun. I would... when I got treated like that, to say, was it someone else's turn with the phone booth? I was pictured these people in a phone booth. Yes, it's quite busy here at Talent Co. You called it a good time.
Hey, buddy! That's your third quarter. When are you going to get out of the way so I can make my call?
My wife's in labor.
Come on.
Well, the reason most people don't repeat that quickly is that they build up a really good set, and it takes a long time for the well to refill. And to your credit, and I'll say this about John Mulaney too, you guys are crazily prolific. You're much more prolific than most, which I think is so that's why it's a surprise that you would come up with a whole new set that quickly. And I still think it was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think you should have gotten out at the top.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point. You have had, I can't walk 5 feet in America without seeing your face. You are a huge success, and I'm wondering how you're processing all of that, because you told your story about first coming on the show, the late night show, and people saying you getting out of a car and them not recognizing you. That's just not possible anymore. Are you handling it well? What's it feel like to you to have people everywhere know who you are?
Yeah, it's very different. I think you get used to it, or you're not used to it, but I always thought of it like, some of the hardest parts of this is when you don't know if they know you, because then I don't know what to do. I'm either going to be a lunatic to this person, or like, why is he acting like he has control of the whole room? Or are they fans? I don't know. So I always thought, well, if I can get everybody to know, then I'm a little more in control. So if you walk in a room, you can just be like, hey, what's up? And you kind of know they know you.
Right.
So you can kind of make everybody feel like a fun room and we're all friends. And so when you're in that middle phase where it is straight up 50-50, I can't tell if they, do they know me? And then you'll be like, oh, I'm a comedian. They're like, yeah, I know. And you're like, well, you gave off like you didn't know at all.
Right.
And so
you're screwed either way if you say, hi, I ordered a coffee and it's for Nate Bargatze. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You're Nate. And so, but if you say, I ordered a coffee and I think you know who I am, you're a dick too. So.
Yes. Yeah, it's a hard balance. But in an overall perspective, how I try to handle it, that's a deeper feeling, is like I really try to remind myself that it's not about me. And so I'm living a life of service. And so it's like you should be serving the audience. So when you do a show, right before I go on stage, I remind myself this has nothing to do with me. This is not about me. It's not a celebration of me. It's a show for everybody in that crowd, and I need to do the best show for them.
That's great.
And so that's how I learned that once I did. So starting out, I always wanted to play Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, and it's our arena. And so, 20 years, I didn't really think I would get there, but I kind of daydreamed. I was handing out flyers in New York City and all this stuff, and you're coming up and you're like, oh man, what if I can do this one day? And then
that was sort of the bucket list thing. I want to do Bridgestone Arena.
Yeah. It was just kind of far away, and it's kind of daydream. It's like it's a goal that I always like to think your goals should actually be simple. They should be like, you'd be embarrassed if you can't get them. And then your dreams should be embarrassed to say them out loud. And so you just kind of have your goals are like, I'm trying not to hand out flyers. Yeah. Well, what do I got to do to stop that? And that's a realistic goal, because you're like, it's just a guy level.
It's achievable. Right.
And so you can then figure out, all right, I got to do this. How do you get on late night? And then once you get in late night, you're like, all right, I've kind of got in. So if I keep doing late night and get TV credits, I can do cruise ships if I have to. Like, you can do whatever with, as you move on. And but then when I did Bridgestone and we sold the most tickets ever,
250 people.
250 people. It's a big room.
I just looked it up. It's he says arena, and that's cute. But
it's
I guess
an actual bridge made of stone.
It's a horse arena. There you go. And all seating.
Talk about a small dream.
Yeah.
No, how many people is it, Bridgestone Arena?
It was 19,365.
Okay.
And then but it's that night I remember having a feeling of like what am I, like, what do you, I've been looking at that dream for 20 years. And so then you're like, well, what am I looking at now?
Yeah.
And then you just got to kind of find, and what I've started with like my Nate Land company is like, you just find something else that you realize like, oh, I need to have something else.
Yeah.
And you put it out there, then have a daydream and do the same thing, see if it happens.
This is amazing. You're going to make, you call it an amusement park?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna call it.
This was not amusing at all.
Yeah,
I was not amused.
We want to be a decent park.
Yeah,
just where people.
You set the bar low.
Yeah.
A place you can go.
We're a little bit above a Buc-ee's. Like it's Buc-ee's, then we're just a little bit above Buc-ee's.
A B amusement park.
Yeah.
Park. Well, I mean, good luck with that. And I just love the idea of you looking at different. People are going to be making sketches and drawings of different rides and things, and you're going to be saying, nah,
no,
or a little more of this,
a little bit more steeper.
Yeah, steeper, more dangerous.
Is there a mascot? Is there going to be like a mascot of you?
No,
or
I don't know. Look,
work?
I mean, we're very early. Obviously, this could all crumble and fall apart and goes nowhere. I don't know. We've, I know. It's like I started making movies, and it's or I just only made one, but the idea of it is like theaters. I don't think theaters are like, they're not going away. Like people love going out and to do stuff, and there's just not stuff for them to go do. So if you can go make movies where a family can go out, I love taking my daughter to the movies. It's a great experience. A lot of this Hollywood, I would say Hollywood out here, but it's like they've gotten so far off where they're either making an animated movie or a horror movie, and there's nothing really to go to, and then a lot of stuff's on Netflix now, so you just kind of at home. So I think experiences is something that is, you're seeing even younger kids really want to do experiences. They want to go do something. They want to, the idea of like we used to get dropped off at the theme park at Opryland, and you could just go hang out with your friends all day, and you want to I want to give that to a parent. Because that's like, even for that kid, like they get to go be around their 15-year-old friends, and it's part of growing up, and it's the fun aspect, and have a safe place for them to go do that, where you can trust they can do it. Like I like the old timey, like people worked at Ford, their whole family worked for Ford. Like the idea of that, where people just worked at this company and they had real pride. You ever see like a older person that worked for like a Ford, they will defend Ford to their death, and I loved the like pride of whatever they did, that it was like a company.
My first car that I bought was a Ford, and the first new car that I had a lot of crappy old cars.
Your Ford Taurus?
My Ford Taurus. Yeah, and guess what? They just found it.
It was involved in a crime.
Did you try to take it for insurance reasons?
No, I'm telling you, this is a true story. 3 days ago, I get a message from Jason Chalemi, who's been with me forever, who's my right hand, and he said he knew someone who worked over at Warner Brothers, and he asked them to drop by their parking garage and just look around, and they sent back photos of the '92 Ford Taurus that I owned, that I had through. I got that show. I got that show. It was a show. It's a super high output. I got that Ford Taurus. I got that Ford Taurus when in my 20s, and I had submitted a packet to The Simpsons and didn't know what was going to happen. And I was so cautious about money, but I just decided I'm getting a new car, and I get a '92 Ford Taurus. And then I got the job at The Simpsons, so that became my car in LA, and I had all these adventures in that car, and it became a standard thing that everyone knew about me.
Yeah.
And it always got a laugh, because I'd be talking to, it would come up a lot of times with celebrities where they would say, well, I just got a new Ferrari or something. They go, what do you drive, Conan? I'd say, 1992 Ford Taurus SHO, super high output. And it would get a laugh. And I'd be like, no, I'm being honest. That's what I really have.
What are you going to do with it now that you
I want to
found
get it. I want to chronicle this, but I want to get it rehabbed and bring it back. And I'm so excited. It is covered in grime. This person took photos, which we can post. It is covered in dust, but it's got its inspection sticker from 1992.
It was just on a lot on the.
It's in the parking garage at this moment at Warner Brothers. I don't know why they haven't towed it away. We did a bit with it when I went through the whole Tonight Show thing, where I'm coming to work, and I assure the audience, I think there's a little tension with NBC right now, and we shot this thing where I pull in to the parking lot, and suddenly all this gunfire breaks out, and all these squibs went off in my car, and it blew holes in my car.
Are those holes still there?
Their holes are still there. And its claim to fame is that the clutch is stripped because Brad Pitt did a bit with it once and got in it and peeled out, which I didn't know he was going to do. It's got a stick shift, and it's a Ford Taurus with a stick shift. That's the novelty. And he peeled out in this thing like the F1, Superman that he is. And later on, I noticed, the clutch is all Brad Pitt fucked up my Ford Taurus. And who can say that? Brad Pitt fucked up my Ford Taurus. So I want to bring it back. Maybe you and I will take a ride around.
Yeah, I would love it. I like a stick shift. I have a stick shift.
I do too. Yeah.
I had a joke, if you ever want to if you want to valet and leave your car up front, just drive a stick shift, because they don't
want to.
Like, I mean, if they're younger, they don't know how to do it, and if they're lucky, they got like a cook in the kitchen that's like that hasn't done. And like, he goes out, he's like, all right, everybody turn around, don't look at me. No one look at what I'm doing, because he's got to get back into it. It's how he learned, but he's like, give me a second, it's been a while. Turn your backs.
Hold on. Put buckets over your heads. I have to ask you, because a couple things. One, you talk a lot about these restaurants that were your favorites when you were a kid, and they're still your favorites. Like you talk a lot about Applebee's, places like that. And I was thinking, I relate to this because when I first came out to LA, I think I was not a worldly person, but I remember when I get out of college, I come out to LA and I was so excited. There was a Denny's across the street from where I worked, and I remember it dawning on me, no one's in charge of me anymore, and I'm making my own money. I can go to Denny's anytime I want.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was the king of the Nile. You know, I felt like the greatest. And I would go over there and I'd be like, I'll have an extra large Coke and no one can stop me. And I'm 22.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd have been a little more sophisticated, but I've always had a soft spot.
I relate
for those
to that
places.
so much. I think I have a big problem because of that reason. Like it was like getting all this fast. I like, not that you can't eat it, but I eat it so much, and it's that aspect because no one can tell me I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because growing up, if you went to McDonald's or went out to eat, it was kind of like a big night. It wasn't like you weren't getting it all the time.
Right.
So it was a big deal. And then once you live on your own and you make your own money, and then you're like, well, I can go to McDonald's like at any point. And now we've got down a little slippery slope.
I had, my dad was a lovely man and never got angry. But when he did get angry, it was always about the smallest thing. And I remember my brother Justin tells me this story, but he got us food from McDonald's and we came in and I mean, again, I cannot stress enough what a lovely man my dad was. And, but he starts unpacking all the McDonald's food and then he realizes he got the chicken McNuggets, but the guy forgot to put sauce in. And he's looking around for the sauce and he's getting more and more uptight and you can see him gritting his teeth. And then he opens up the bag and the kid forgot to put the sauce in. And he starts shivering with anger and he just went, shithead! I'm like, this is a guy who, if I came in and said, Dad, I just totaled the family station wagon, he'd be like, well, I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah.
But it was the smallest thing. Jesus.
If you wrap your head, because once you accept that you're going to do this too,
yeah.
It's like, that's what's so frustrating. When you're like, I'm going to eat chicken nuggets. I was like, oh, honey
and
mustard.
I'm going to have that sweet and sour
whatever,
sauce.
sweet and sour sauce, whatever. They got hot mustard. I'm a big fan of hot mustard. But then, and you just have it all pictured. And then when it's not there, the only reason you're eating chicken nuggets is for the sauce.
Yeah.
You're not eating them
They're
for...
just a vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get chicken anywhere.
Eat a dry nug.
Yeah.
No
Hard
way.
pass.
Are your house ketchup, like you're just like so disappointing?
No, I know that my dad, a very good man, is in heaven right now, and God is saying to him, "You led an exemplary life," but about the McNuggets moment. And my dad is probably holding his ground. The guy's a shithead.
Yeah.
No, he's in heaven. He's just eating all the sauce.
But you know what makes my dad angry? The guy's up there too. The kid.
Yeah.
He died 2 years later in a terrible shootout. I made that up. I don't know what happened to that kid.
They have
I think
one
your
job.
dad murdered him.
Well, God, they have one job.
Yeah. I have to bring up what I believe is the Washington sketches are they got to be in the Smithsonian. Those are works of art. They really are. And
Well,
I've spent my life. I mean, really, a lot of my early career was writing sketches, and I get excited when I see a perfect sketch, and I was blown away by that, as was everyone. I was so happy that it went viral. I was curious before this interview, and I checked it out. It's like 28 million people have watched it. I mean, it's just, and it's great because it's all true. That's what I love about it. It's all true. And in that Newhart spirit, all of it is exactly accurate. And it's touching on some really powerful stuff with Kenan, and it's done just perfectly. It's really,
Well,
I was
Streeter and Mikey. Streeter Seidel and Mikey today.
Yeah. Just great. Just really great. And is it fun when you go out there with a sketch that good? It must be really fun to do that in front of a crowd at SNL.
Yeah. Well, that sketch,
especially the first time.
Yeah. Well, it almost didn't make it because during the table read, I did it, and I just used to performing for a live audience. So when it's just everybody's kind of quiet and you're reading, like I'm not reading it very fun because it's like it's just awkward. And so when we got for the dress rehearsals, it was on the maybe side, and I really liked it. And I was, because I knew I was like, it'll do good once I'm in front of a crowd. Like I just need, like timing. It's hard to have timing, and so Lorne put it in at the. We was like, all right, we can try it last, and then we tried it last in dress rehearsal and it destroyed, and then move up to third.
Now here's my pet peeve: did Lorne enunciate? Lorne reads the stage directions at the read through.
Yeah.
Did he enunciate, or was he eating food at the time?
He gives popcorn.
Yeah.
Little popcorn.
Popcorn. He used to have popcorn, and he used to have like carrots. And you'd work all night on a sketch and be like, this is a perfect sketch. And then I'd forget. It depends. But Lorne, if he was having the little hankering for something, like, we open on and then crunch, crunch, crunch.
I love that you still remember that.
Oh, I do. And I'd be like, swallow and then say the directions. And it'd be a key direction, like, what the audience sees immediately that he's dressed as an astronaut. And Lord would say, the audience sees immediately. And then people aren't laughing because they don't know he's an astronaut. And then we pan to...
They don't know he's an astronaut. Why is he in space?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a moon landing.
Yeah,
sketch.
no, read it yourself. Don't just listen to Lorne. If he had been eating, they wouldn't have known that you're George Washington and you're talking to the troops. Hello, my people. Now, this isn't funny. This blows. Who cares about weights and measures? Hey, you're hosting the Emmys.
I am.
They are very lucky to have you, and you're going to have a blast.
I'm excited. That's what I wanted to talk about. You killed it on the Oscars, so it was very fun that night too to see you, just because it was like so perfect and it was so fun. And then it was like that. It seemed like after that party, like you're just like, oh yeah, when you're like, this dude killed it. Like it was the
that's
best.
Nice. That was fun.
And
But then they're fortunate because there's, I think we're in an era where not everybody, the good people don't always get to do it. And I think it's great that you're doing it. And I think you're going to have a really fun time, and people are going to be very happy that you're doing it. So,
well, thank you. I'm excited. Is there any I've not watched all the shows. That's the part I got to get on that.
Oh yeah, you got to watch the shows, and
I've seen all the commercials.
That's enough.
I feel like that should count. Is that enough?
Yeah, just only the commercials.
Yeah,
you should do all your jokes about the commercials that air around the shows.
Yeah.
Because if you make yourself happy, it's going to be fantastic, and that's the only thing. The only trick is make yourself happy.
We have some pretty fun ideas for some stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. And it's the monologue is. That's just with doing stand up. So it's like I'm looking at. Luckily, I had a couple jokes that I had that kind of can fit in this kind of scenario. So then you're gonna be able to put that in there, and then just really work on the monologue. And it's like I think we have some sketch stuff because you don't have as much time as you think. That's what's I think it's like 12 minutes or something like that.
You know what the thing is? It's not
total.
Yeah.
So that's like in it.
Well, I think you can get more because you're Nate Bargatze. I think you can get more time, but
you don't want to be
no, exactly. But the other thing is, I always remind myself the times I've done award shows, when I would do the Emmys or when the Oscars, I'd always remind myself, this is not my show.
Mm-hmm.
This show is about other people. I'm here to perform a very specific job. So, because people would come up to me and say, hey, why don't you switch the categories? So I'm like, hey, it's not my, how come this takes so long? Or what was that about? I'm like, it's not my show. My job is to just do the best I can with the time I have and really try and make it fun. And so, it's not a lot of time when you boil it down. It's less time than people think it is.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have a great night, and you should just enjoy it.
I tell you what, I've been very happy with CBS, because we were shooting some promos, And some of the jokes that like some of the producers and they have written were very, very funny and self-deprecating, and I could tell they were written with me in mind.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
So I was very, excited to be like, you know what, I think CBS is like, they get it, and they're gonna, at least for this Emmy, like they understand, and like they're being like, yeah, just go be you. And I don't feel like there's any just from that phase of it. And the promos we shot were very funny, I think, too.
It's real simple.
Yeah.
They know that they have a great host. They do. They know that, and they want you to be happy. So make yourself happy with everything you do in this show, and it's going to be the best Emmys ever.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. So honor to have you here. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
You're a great guy, and you're crazily talented. And I'd love to. I'm going to get that Taurus repurposed. And I'm taking you to the Denny's in Gower Gulch in Hollywood, which is where I used to go back in 1985 when I was just getting started.
Oh, yeah.
And I ate hundreds of pounds of food there very quickly.
Exactly the same, too.
Yeah,
they haven't redone anything to that place.
I thought I went back when we were doing the podcast.
We did.
You and I went back.
Yeah, we did.
And we had a feast.
Yeah.
This was like 4 years ago. Sona and I were in this Denny's 4 years ago, and we had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I was like,
good.
I used to come here, and they're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
I sat right over there. Okay, knock yourself out, Conan. But continued success with everything.
Hey,
and,
thank you so much.
Please come back anytime you want to talk about anything, because I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done in my career. You played way more of a part than you might think you did, but you've played a giant part in my career. So you're the best.
I'm very aware of what I've done for you. And now that you're in the big money, I want compensation.
Yeah.
$600.
Yes. I'll fix the clutch. I'll fix the clutch on the Taurus.
Deep hit the clutch. Yeah. All right, Nate, take care.
Yeah, but.
Just start.
And we're back. We're back. And this is now a segment out of nowhere that's happening because Sona won't stop talking about this. Sona goes back on the attack about how you can't milk Deez Nuts. I explained that, I think you can. Matt, this is quite unusual, came in on my side. And then Eduardo.
I said, sorry, I'm in tears over what plays.
Well, let's reconstruct.
We got to cover that,
guys.
too.
Let's reconstruct what just happened in Dealey Plaza so that the listeners know what's happening.
Get out the red yarn.
Go ahead.
In Spanish, Are you going
to be okay, Eduardo?
Yes, it's referred.
You're crying.
I am. It's referred to as leche.
Yeah. What is it?
Just sperm, male sperm. It's referred to as. It's referred to as milk.
Yeah. But why are you quibbling? Because your whole thesis is premised upon the fact that you're a woman saying, suck my dick.
I know. I'm saying you can't milk a dick.
But you
can!
But you can't suck your dick.
Okay, Eduardo, whose side are you on?
I'm on Conan's.
Well, this is the United States of America.
It's poetic.
I understand what they do in Mexico, but you can't milk.
It's metaphorical.
No guy says, milk this, bitch.
You don't know that. What do guys that work on the farm routinely probably refer, who knows what they say, but Blay, what did you have?
Well,
Blake came in very earnestly.
I was just saying they have almond milk. They have a thing called almond milk.
The milk of the nut.
The milk of the nut.
You're referring to the testicles as nuts, and they have their own
no,
milk.
He's talking about
No, I know he is, but what I'm saying is Blay has come in with the proof that nuts can yield milk.
That's right.
We now have the evidence that in Mexico, courtessy of Eduardo,
all Latino America, by the way,
sperm is called, referred to sometimes as leche.
So it's literal and figuratively, there's precedence. There's literal and figurative precedence.
You can't, but no, I'm saying you can't say it in like a sexual way, like, hey, I have a bag of almonds. Milk these nuts.
Why can't you?
Yeah.
Why can't you?
Because we're talking about it in the sexual sense. I don't say suck my dick in like a dick is a guy I'm with, and I'm like, suck dick.
What? What are you? Are you having a breakdown?
I know, but
what is your problem?
We weren't speaking sexually. We were.
Yes, you were. You were saying milk these nuts in a sexual way.
No,
you meant jizz it.
Jizz it. What?
You mean milk these nuts?
What's wrong with you? Jizz it. I was simply saying, and it wasn't in a sexual way. It was someone who had gone to, a center to have their sperm harvested so that they could use it to one day have a child.
Not me.
And
a farmer gets on a little three-legged stool, and I just stand there.
You were a cowbell.
What are we talking about? What is that?
What I'm saying is an ejaculation does not have to be sexual. It just doesn't.
Wait, what? What?
You are talking about
Wait, now
sperm.
you've lost me. What do you mean? It could be journalistic? What do you mean? Like
when I read Robert Caro's first book on Lyndon Johnson,
No, don't be
I
Robert
ejaculated
Caro.
several times as a place marker. I didn't have a bookmark. And later on, I'm like, where was I? Oh, right. The New Deal. Here it is.
But the pages would all stick
Yeah,
together.
Yeah,
they
they'd
don't
be
all
sticky.
stick together. And you know what? You have to know what to do. You use a green tea to get it off.
Oh.
Guys, I don't want to be taken down a path which I don't think is right for anyone to listen to.
Oh,
But I am
no.
just telling you, Sona, that we have once and for all proven, and this is a rare alliance. This is a really rare alliance. You've got, over there, you've got Putin with Eduardo. You've got Zelensky over here with Matt.
Yeah,
and I'm
I'll
Trump.
take it.
And the
I'll take
three of
it.
us are in agreement that you can milk Deez Nuts. Mic drop.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, you got that one.
Yeah, we sure
Trump.
did. And you're with me on this one, aren't you, Eduardo? I mean, Eduardo is. And what about you, Blay? Just say yes. And we're
Yes,
having an
I don't
ending.
even know what we're. I'm not sure what the alliance. Yes, I'm.
Just
into
join
it.
the
Adam, where do
alliance.
you fall?
I'm into it. I guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only thing going through my head right now is I was at the first day of school with a bunch of 12-year-old parents.
Where is
Oh
this
my
going?
God.
Oh my God!
Hold it. Let's hear it.
All I can
Let's
think about
speak.
is that I talked to a mom I had never met before, and she found out what I did, and she was like, "Oh, our whole family listens to the podcast together, and
Turn
we
it
love
off.
it." And so that's all I can think about right now.
No.
Well,
Turn
And
it
I'm
off.
I'm really sorry, Giles, who's
yeah.
the listener.
Sorry, Giles.
the 12-year-old who listens.
Sorry, you shouldn't listen to this, and don't milk these nuts. You'll go blind. Well, that's all our time today. Oh, wait a minute. That's not how podcasts
Oh,
work.
definitely, we're out of time.
All right. Well, I guess we did some good work today.
Oh.
My God.